Interview of Medical Tourism Corporation partner IVF Clinic Director in Mexico, Dr. Alejandro Chavez Badiola, has education and training from Mexico, the UK, and the United States.
I am Dr. Chavez Badiola. I'm Medical Director for New Hope Fertility Center in Mexico. New Hope Fertility in Mexico is aimed to produce to offer the same results as the best clinics in the world. We have a state-of-the-art lab with assisted hatching, with the best locus, with the best microscopes, and most importantly, with scientists with the best training. They have been trained in New Hope Fertility Center in New York, and that's what we are offering, and that's how we can guarantee that we will be providing with excellent results. We have set this brand new facility, which is very comfortable, and it's probably the best IVF unit and the best IVF laboratory in Mexico. I was trained in the UK for 2 years. I was doing reproductive medicine at the largest IVF center there. After that, I came back to Mexico and tried to find better ways to do IVF, and that's how I ended up being trained by Dr. John Sang at New Hope Fertility Center in New York. I was impressed with new philosophy to do reproductive medicine, and I decided to come back to Mexico to offer that in Mexico. Then we started with the idea of opening a New Hope Fertility Center in Mexico, and we sent people over there for training. Our embryologist has been fully trained at New Hope Fertility Center in New York. Our nurses also have been trained over the last few months on how to deal with patients in IVF. They have a lot of knowledge about medications. They have been also taking language courses, so patients coming from abroad will feel comfortable since they walk through our doors. Everything that can be considered like top technology, we have it in our lab. We have laser-assisted hatching. We have XC with the best micro tools and microscopes. We have the best locus in the market. We have in the lab special positive pressure to increase the cleanliness of the air. We also have UV light that is set on during the night to purify the air. The idea is that with a better environment, results in IVF also improve. We also have small incubators. Also, the environment within the incubators can make a difference in results and how embryos start dividing or whether they reach or not the blastocyst stage. Small incubators have the advantage that they exchange and recover temperature and the equilibrium in gases faster than large incubators. So this is what is giving us better chances in pregnancy. We also offer vitrification with the Cryotop method, which is the most reliable cryopreserving technique in the world. That, along with all the technology that we can bring during for our patients, is allowing us to give very good cumulative pregnancy rates for patients. Patients undergoing IVF, either the minimal stimulation IVF or traditional IVF, for the first cycle, I would strongly suggest them to think about coming down to Mexico for 2 weeks. If further attempts should be needed, then we have the advantage that during these 2 weeks we have learned a lot about their bodies, how their ovaries respond. With minimal stimulation, I don't have an issue if patients have to shorten the length of their stay. We have a lot of experience with patients coming from abroad, and we are aware that they work, they might have families, so they cannot allow themselves for full 2 weeks to be away from home. With minimal stimulation, we can offer them to spend the initial stimulation phase at home, to have ultrasound and blood works over there, and then to come when time is getting closer for egg collection. With traditional stimulation, patients have to be here since the beginning of the stimulation. And the reason is because the risks with traditional IVF are higher, since stimulation and medications stimulation is higher than estradiol. Estrogen levels are also higher, and estradiol increases the risk for deep vein thrombosis, and this is a serious complication we don't want to go to. And flying also increases this chance because of dehydration and the long time that you're sitting in the plane. So high estrogens and long flights are a bad combination. So we want our patients to be here in Mexico when they start with the stimulation and the high levels of estrogens. That's why for traditional stimulation, there is no option. They have to be here for 4 weeks. Minimal stimulation is more flexible. Guadalajara is the second largest city in Mexico. It's conveniently located on the Pacific coast, so weather is very nice most of the time. Practically 300 years a year is perfect weather. So, in fact, there are a lot of American people who have retired and live around Guadalajara. In Chapala, for example, which is the lake area around here. Chapala is the largest lake in Guadalajara. It's a very nice place to do some tourism for a few days. Guadalajara is also famous because it's where the mariachi music and the tequila was born, and we have the best handcrafts. Guadalajara is a very nice area to do some tourism while you're doing your IVF. It's very safe, and our IVF unit is located in probably the best area in the city. We're located in the financial area of Guadalajara. We have 2 major hotels just next door from us, and in a very nice place.
Medical Tourism Corporation facilitates affordable medical and dental treatment at world-class international hospitals and clinics. Fill out the estimate request form on our site, medicaltourismco.com, for a free quote and more information.